A personal brand today is one of the most valuable things you can have. You're a founder, you know this. You look on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, you see a lot of founders who have incredible personal brands. And I don't think it's necessarily about having a massive audience. It's more so about being yourself, putting yourself in the right position to where you can capitalize simply being who you are. I want to break down how founders can build a personal brand here today. Let's get into it. What's up, founders? Welcome back to Next Round Ready. I'm your host, Chris. Before we get started, if you're watching on YouTube, shout out to you. Thank you. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate that. If you are following on the podcast, I really appreciate you. Now, today I want to get into this idea of personal branding in 2025, going into 2026. What does it look like now? I think now it's becoming even more important because anybody can turn on any app, website, or the AI stuff and make a cartoon character for their brand. You know, anybody can spill out a bunch of AI slop content, whether it's for social or blog posts, email newsletters, anything you can think of. One thing that is never going to be replaced is your personal brand, who you are as a person. Like, that is so important now. I'm realizing that as I myself start to meet these VCs, these high level founders, and even different types of industry experts, my personal brand is what's getting me in the room. Like, I know one person and they tell this other person about me and they tell somebody else. So by the time I'm talking to the expert, they know 5 or 6 key details about who I am. Now, I haven't spoken to this person yet. It's only been through my personal brand that they know about me, which is how I got interviews with them. So it's just super important. Whether you think it is or not, it doesn't really matter. It's important now. If you've decided to be a startup founder, especially if you aren't going a bootstrapping route and you want to get funding, you for sure have to take personal branding seriously. So I want to break down exactly how you can do this. Let's start. So the first thing is your mission. What's the long-term thing? What is it that you want? I make it clear on all my shows, all my channels where I create a bunch of content on Twitter, everywhere, that I want to help founders. My whole thing. Like, I think for me, in my mission, it's more so about helping founders with my skill set, what I can do, versus me trying to start my own company. Like, I don't know, it's just some type of weird calling that I know I have where I can hear somebody's idea and I can help. Okay, this is how you should position this, how you should market it. You can make content like this or that. I'm just really good at that. It's like second nature for me. I don't have to think about it or plan it. It's just a skill thing. I've done it at parties. I've done it at events. Like, I've done just on-spot coaching multiple times, and it's natural. So I want to live in that space. That is my mission. So when I meet certain people, if my mission aligns with what they need, we perfectly match in that networking category. I think a lot of founders struggle with networking like that because they don't have a clear mission. It's like, yeah, you're building this company, you want to make money. Everybody wants to do that. What makes you different? Like, what's your different stance? Like, what are you standing for? You know, one of the things that I stand for, and this is kind of a second point, is every founder should be making their own content. While AI does exist and we'll have a bunch of tools, the video creators are going to get better and better every day. I get it. Your voice, your face, your tone, your inflection, your presence, it cannot be replaced with AI. It can't. That's one of my stances. And a lot of people disagree with me on this because they're selling some kind of AI tool or something like that usually. And even then, it's just the founders who are lazy, who don't want to make content, which is fine. None of these things are a problem. I'm just saying that's my stance, right? So again, when people hear about me and who I am, it's easier for them to connect with me because they know what I stand for. Like, you got to have something you stand for that makes your brand stand out even more. I'm not saying you should never use AI. I think you should use it, but use it as a tool versus it's the entire thing is going to do all the work for you. So after that, you got to figure out what kind of content you're going to make. I think the best content for you as a founder is getting on video just like this, writing blog posts. Those two are the top 2 right now, because on video, you can't be duplicated. You can't. Like, yeah, people can go make deep fakes and all of that. That could happen, blah, blah, blah. But most people don't know how to do that. And it's going to cost a ton of money. It's not that deep. Like, you can get on video and do your thing. I think you should. You connect with the people more when you're on video. And then when you write blog posts, I believe you can explain yourself more too in written format. There's some things I'll talk about on video and I can just let it flow. And then I'm the same way with writing. You know, and I think in writing, sometimes it's good to also have a different voice as well, like where you're consistently presenting yourself a certain way and you're getting your message out there. Now, it's good to have these two types of content because they're different mediums. Some people will consume what you put out because it's on video and they love to look at the subtitles and it's quick and fast for them. They watch it 2x speed. There are other people who want to read. So when you write blogs and video, you've covered everybody out there at that point. Now you can obviously then take the audio and put it on a podcast, and now you have audio format. It's very simple. Literally one blog post a week from one video is all you need to start making content. It's not that complicated. Now, social media is an interesting part because I don't look at social the way everybody else does. I've been able to get on stages, speak at events, and make all kind of high level connections. And I'm not really killing it on social like that. I never have been. I don't think you should lean on social media the way most people do. I think it's good to have two social platforms, one main and then a backup. And on those platforms, you do share the short form content, the video clips, the graphics, like the thumbnails, share that stuff, put it out there. That's for your presence. It's not for conversions or to create opportunities or connections. I use short form content to drive people to my long form content. If you see a clip from my podcast, I want you to look at the full podcast. If you see a graphic from the blog, if you see a thumbnail, I want you to go and look at the blog post. Like, that's where you convert. Now on the blog post, you're going to see links to get your thought leadership scorecard, to join the Hindsight Marketing newsletter. All of that is linked down in the description below, obviously. That's the simple way. I don't think most people scrolling on TikTok want to stop their scroll to then go to your profile and then click it. They don't do that. I mean, some do, but most don't. So I just want to inspire you enough to go and look at more of my long form content. That's the strategy. That's the process. And I think when you approach it that way, you don't rely on social too much. There are some founders who are just hell bent on only marketing on Twitter. Like, that's why you don't have any results. Because your audience might not be on Twitter. You might not be a good Twitter person. Like, growing on Twitter is a skill. Like I have one account that's like 8,000 followers. It's a skill. When I was focused on actually growing that account, I had to focus on doing it every day. If you're not good at it, you won't get results and you're wasting your time. Instead, you could be blogging and making other stuff, still posting on Twitter, but don't make it your all day thing. Like, again, if you want to build a strong personal brand, you got to use social, but it can't be your everything. Now, I do think if you can present yourself correctly in your personal brand, you can attract investors too, because investors don't just invest in people that have the biggest market, the best education, the most connections. It's a plethora of things that go with it. Having a personal brand is becoming more and more important. And to be clear, I'm not saying you need to have X number of followers either. I don't think that really determines the strength of your personal brand. I think your personal brand really comes down to what people know about you. What are they saying about you when you're not around? If you have a connection and they were talking to somebody else about the exact thing you need, what would they be saying? That's when you know you got a good personal brand. When you have other people that could refer you to somebody else because of that thing you do, you're winning. Like, I love that I'm known for being the guy with the travel podcast studio. Oh, I love that. I love it. That makes it really easy. So when somebody's like, they want to do a show, they want to do a podcast or whatever, my name comes up first. Oh, I love that. Like, that's what I work for. You know what I'm saying? And no, I don't get every single client, or they might not be able to afford it or not right now, whatever it is. But I just love that my brand is strong enough to where I come up first. And that's what you want. That is a strong personal brand. I think the positioning of it matters so much because I got to compete with AI, right? Part of what I do with my agency is create content strategies. Yeah, you could go to ChatGPT right this moment and get unlimited content strategies, right? Like, unlimited. And I can't compete with that. I have to be at a different position where I'm not just giving you the strategy. I'm giving you something else that ties into that makes the content a lot better, more interactive, engaging, all of that stuff. So I have to position myself better. I do that through my content. When I do talk to clients, case studies, all of that stuff. If you're a founder, your product isn't the only thing that's going to help you position yourself. It's your content. Like, are you posting your personal story on LinkedIn? Are you ever talking about what you've gone through and what you've experienced? Did you talk about the hardest course you took in college or the best professor? Like, these are all things that build your personal, like, your history. You know, you got to put that on social. People love that. You got to put that in your content. Telling these stories is vital. That builds trust with the marketplace. If you're the guy that we only see when you're trying to market and sell something, nobody's going to buy from you. Like, they won't. You got to show up consistently talking about your personal stuff. Like I posted a video earlier today, just like go outside. And it's like a video of me on my walk in the morning. I go on walks every morning. I made a whole video about that on another channel. And like, I just show that off too. Like, that's what you have to do. That builds your personal brand. That builds your personal lore, right? Like you want lore to be tied to who you are so that when people do find you, they can go and look at more than just you promoting yourself. Like imagine this. If somebody went to your social profile and they saw your last 100 posts, what would it be? Is it just you promoting something on every single post? I wouldn't want to follow you. I wouldn't want to engage with you. You don't have a personality. You're just here trying to sell stuff. Like you're like the TikTok shop people. Only time I see you when you selling something on that damn TikTok shop. And at a certain point, it's annoying. Now, if you're doing some other stuff like you having fun with your family or on vacation or what book you're reading, those kind of things add more depth to you as a founder. And I'm telling you, VCs pay attention to this stuff, man. They have told me personally, they look at that because if you're just this founder that's only trying to sell, it sounds good to some of the VCs, but most of them are like, man, this guy doesn't have it. You know, they cross you out immediately because you're not even doing the selling the right way. You're essentially spamming people. So I think personal branding is just such a big deal for founders. You got to take it more seriously. And if you do want help with that, I got the Thought Leadership Scorecard. It is completely free. You can fill out the survey below. I send you personally, it's me. I send you a full breakdown of your scorecard. Where do you rank in all of these different categories, all of these different areas? That is so vital if you want to get to that funding level. Anyways, I got to run. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Chris. I will see you next time.